try number 3. Maybe my phone will do this. You guys, I am struggling with this video. I just want to show you guys the cool stuff that I've done. And technology is like, So, anyways, October 28th, Flosstube number 25. I got my stitching behind me, my coffee. I apparently need to make like a spiked coffee for my tablet or something. You're gonna hear the rooster and the dog. They both think that they need to make their appearances now. Anyways, I have to say this all for the 3rd time. We went to, this last weekend, we went to the chili cook-off, the 2nd annual. They had a pumpkin decorating contest. My son won 3rd in the children's division. I can't show you the pictures now because you are officially on my phone. I might be able to edit some of this, I don't know. I got 2nd in the contest. I made a little gnome. My son painted his pumpkin, like a face on it. So I'm just gonna skip through the rest of my story with that because apparently YouTube does not want me to tell you. I've been busy making some project bags. I have some for sale on my Instagram at Stay Home Stitcher, and I also made some for Stitchy Rin. They reached out to me wanting some project bags made, and they bought some fabric, had some fabric picked out, sent me the fabric, and I went and picked out the lining fabric and made some little zipper top project bags for them. They have a big princess project going on. They just uploaded a new Flosstube about it. So go check out their Flosstube if you want to see those bags that took me forever to make. And their princess project that they have, that they're going to start in, I think January is what they said. So yeah, there's all that. Yesterday, I watched Hallmark Christmas movies and stitched and did like 2 loads of laundry. And I have not done much, like at all, except for stitch. And I'm gonna show you why I haven't done anything. And it's because I started and finished an entire project. An entire freaking project. Not a small one. This is a decent sized project. It's my first of this kind, and I'm super excited about it. But first, I want to show you my knitting because I've already showed it to you twice, and you have yet to see it because my video keeps stopping and not doing its thing. So, anyways, back to what I was saying before when you didn't hear me because the video stopped. I like to knit in the evenings while I'm watching my shows with my husband because I don't have to turn on my bright light and I can focus on the show more, and I can just do it without looking because I know the pattern already by heart. What I am doing is a modified version of the Beekeeper's quilt that I mentioned in the last video. It's little hexa puffs, the Beekeeper quilt is, and the Stitching Penguin bought me the pattern for that because I am too cheap to buy it for myself, so they bought it for my birthday. So thank you, Ashley, for that. I am super excited to get that started. It's upstairs, but like I said, I've been super focused on this cross-stitch project, so I haven't got, much knitting done. Since the last time I seen you, I think I've gotten a couple more things done knitting wise, but I'm making just a flat hexagon quilt, and I'm just using up all my scrap yarn. So we have this is some scrap yarn that I was using, and just making cute there's little hexagons, and then there's big hexagons. And like I said, it's using up my scrap yarn. So like this one is a little bit of this yarn, and then what was left of this ball of yarn, and then I started with the next color, and this is what's left of, I think I have a little bit left of this yarn. So I'll start this yarn in the next hexagon, and then when it's gone, I'll tie another color on. I didn't weave in my end right there. Don't judge me. My knitting is not the best. There, I'll show you the pretty side of it. It's not the best, but like I said, I do it without looking. These are just to use up my scrap yarn so that I can make a quilt out of these little hexagons. I'll sew them all together and make a big blanket. I have a ton of scrap yarn, and I need to use it up before I can justify buying like specific yarn for a project or something. I did buy some sock weight yarn for the beekeeper's quilt pattern, because that's what it is. It's done in sock weight. And so if you have any sock weight yarn laying around that you want to get rid of, like scraps, I don't care how big, let me know, because I need sock weight yarn to do my beekeeper's quilt, and I don't want to buy it. I want scraps. I want it to be super scrappy. So all the sock weight yarn that you have, send it on to me and I'll take care of it. I'll get rid of it out of your stash. If it's just taking up room, or if you don't like doing scrappy things, or you just have little bits of balls left, send it to me. I want all your scrap sock weight and even worsted weight yarn. So yeah, now that I have said all of that 3 times and we are still recording, I am going to move on. I have a lot of haul, but first I want to show you my start and finish. Way down here. Okay, so I stitched Halloween Fairy by Nora Corbett. This is my very first Pretty Lady. I left it on the Q-snap so you guys could see it. I did not stitch the swirly stuff at the top. Yes, Katrina, I said stuff. And I didn't do all the vines and the pumpkins because I did not think that she needed it. I feel like she is just gorgeous as is and doesn't need any extra like nonsense, you know? I think everything else took away from her. So I started and finished an entire Nora Corbett in 20 days. That's fast for me because 1, I don't normally stitch over 2, and this is 28 count Monaco by DMC. And I stitched it over 2. I don't normally stitch over 2. And on top of that, I've never done Krennic. And this had a lot of Krennic. But there she is, and I'm super proud of her. And I like her just the way she is. I don't want to add the moon and the swirly blue things at the top, and the pumpkins and the vines and the spider webs, all that at the bottom. I feel like it just takes away from her. I just like her. I didn't like all the extras. So I worked on that. I started that on the 7th of this month, and I finished it yesterday. There was a 3-day gap there where I didn't stitch on her because I was waiting on an extra spool of Krennic. So I guess it would be 17 days of stitching. And then I'm just gonna go in the order of what my basket is right here. I'm not gonna go in any specific order. I needed a project that I could work on while I was working on the Halloween Fairy. I needed something that I could work on in the evening times because my Halloween Fairy was set up at the table so I could do the beads and all that, because dog, kid, you know. My child decides that it would be something fun to play with if it was over by my stitchy spot. So I started this cute little ornament, It's on 18 count. I only worked on it for like maybe an hour, not even. But I was so stuck on the show that I was watching that I didn't even get any very many stitches in. And this is just in my little Christmas, it's just a little, like a notions bag. But yeah, I worked on that for like an hour while I was watching a show, and it was mostly like at my show. Up next, this is what I'm working on right now, and it's living in my dinosaur project bag that I made. The inside is just 2 different colors of gray, and the back is like this mottled red color. This is a stay-at-home stitcher bag. It's one of the ones that I've made. And this is, like I said, this is what I'm working on now. I'm gonna use my clipboard. It's still in the hoop, so you can't see part of it, but you can get the gist of it, you know? And again, this is this is on 32 count. This was the kit. This is Dinosaur Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery. Using the Owl Forest embroidery threads, the overdyes. I had this some sort of way, now I don't remember. I had it covering up my stitching, so, you know, my needle anyways. And then, I made this bag. It is just a patriotic zipper front. The lining is the same thing as the outside. It's up for grabs if you absolutely love it. $20. I'll post it over on my Instagram, or you can just reach out on my Instagram, or you can comment here. Either way. Oh, that's haul. Okay, the next project I worked on is by Lizzie Kate. It is called Welcome, Sit, Stay. My friend Katrina bought me this one. It's the Dog Lovers Lizzie Kate, and she bought it for me because of my dog. She knows I love dogs, and that's where I got on it. I pulled it out because when I got done with my fairy, I was like, what's another small thing that I could get some good progress on? Last time I worked on this, all I had was the outline of the doghouse. So I filled in the doghouse and then started the bottom border. So I'll probably pull this one out again soon because it's a simple stitch. It's not very big. I can get it done pretty fast. I'm trying to wind down on some of the whips that I have. So, you know, I could buy more. This bag is my Christmas bag. Made by me. Zipper with green on the inside and white. Inside this bag is Mini Christmas 2 by Ciro Marchetti, Heaven and Earth Designs. I only put about 200 stitches in this one because, let's see, I last worked on it in March, but I'm doing this one on 22 count, and you can see it's not going to be very big. I just wasn't feeling the confetti while I was trying to watch Hallmark movies yesterday, and this is what I pulled out because I was like, ooh, I can stitch on Christmas. And that was all, you know, fun and games until I get stuck on the movie and then forget what color I'm working with or something like that. And it was just, I wanted to work on it, but I didn't want to work on it. I'm sure you guys understand that. Okay, up next I worked on, this is the last whip I worked on since I last talked to you. Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. On some fabric that I dyed myself. So there's the fabric. And all I got done before I started my fairy is the witch and the moon. That witch, y'all, took me way longer than necessary. Something about things like this that I underestimate. So, and it's just in a folder because the pattern's in there. So I just stick my fabric in there. So yeah, that's all I worked on. Yeah. It took me, most of the time was for Stitchy Rinse bags and my Halloween fairy. That was most of my time. So, let's see. Haul. You guys want to see some haul? D-Stash gets me in trouble. Thank you, Tara, for creating such a great group and a great way to de-stash your items. One stitch at a time. Tara, she has a group on Facebook called Dash to D-Stash. I love it. One person sells for a week at a time. They list their items on Sunday. They run through Wednesday. Wednesday night comments get turned off. And then random comment picker picks a comment for the winner out of each listing. Thursday they're posted, so on and so forth. I absolutely love the setup of her group, but it gets me in a lot of trouble. So, yeah. I bought this, last week. It's an embroidery and punch needle kit. Now, I am not going to do punch needle. I feel like what I'm going to do is embroider it and maybe applique. I don't feel like I'm going to try to get into learning punch needle. I don't have a punch needle. This came with just the hand-painted muslin, the pattern, and how to do it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna embroider it. But I absolutely loved the pattern. And I think he's adorable and he needs to join my family. So we're going to explore how to do that. And then Rogue Mama Stitcher Amber sent me some goodies that she got from an estate sale. And a cute little card with a fox on it. And with a nice note. And I keep all my cards that I get. So I have a shadow box and they all go in my shadow box. She sent me some goodies. She sent me this one because my husband fishes and is an avid fisherman and I love to fish. And what I'm going to do is when I stitch this, I'm going to make, instead of those fish being trout, I'm going to turn them into bass. And I probably won't do the flies on the hat because my husband doesn't fly fish. And I don't know that I'm going to put the signs on their backs. I might just keep the pattern of their shirt and the vest going across. And then underneath, put like world's greatest fisherman and his best catch live here or something. I don't know. But it is a stamped cross stitch kit. And it's the whole kit. So she sent me that and I'm super excited to do this. So since it's already kitted up and everything, It'll probably go in the empty project bag that I have from my ferry. And then she sent me this because she knows me well. She's like, in her video, she was like, I think Erin would like these birdhouses. And she was right. And the sunflowers, and see these birdhouses right here, these sunflowers down here, the birdhouses at the top, and I just love them. So she was right. I do love these, and I want to say thank you, Amber, for these because they are adorable. I probably won't do a towel with them, but I'm thinking of maybe doing like a small, and just doing like a little, maybe a 4x4 frame or something, to put on my magnetic thing that I normally keep on my shelf. It's actually behind that picture right there, that stitch right there. I'm holding it up right now. But she sent me that. And then she sent me this Thomas Kincaid embellished cross stitch kit. And it's called Beacon of Hope. And it is so pretty. These embellished cross stitch kits are so much fun because you don't stitch the whole picture. Only certain parts of it are stitched. Like you can kind of see in the water the parts that are stitched and the parts that are not. These are fun and they turn out really good. They're, I don't want to say quick stitch, but kind of a quick stitch. And they look good when they're done. So thank you again for all my goodies, Amber. I got a random act of kindness. My lovely friend Sinead, from over in the UK. Hi, Sinead. I haven't seen her in a long time. She's having some health issues. So send all your good vibes her way. Prayers, good vibes, thoughts, whatever is your thing, send them to Sinead. She is the sweetest soul, and she's seen this pattern and thought of me immediately. And I was like, I've seen this pattern. I've been eyeballing it, but I was like, not right now. I have so much going on. And she was like, hey, guess what? You have a gift card to buy your pattern. And she bought me, it's called Gnomeville by Little Dove Designs. And it's adorable, first off. Second off, it comes in this little box all kitted up. I mean, you get 14 count Zweigart Aida, the green Aida, a size 24 needle, pre-sorted DMC threads, and the pattern. So the threads come on a little chart. You get the green Aida. The pattern is in a little booklet. And it even gives you a beginner's guide on like how to stitch. And it was very well packaged. So A+ Little Dove Designs. It's from the UK, and it had this box inside of a box, inside of a bag. So it got here okay, and I was super happy about that. But now I feel like I need to find a little gnome needle minder so when I stitch it, I have a little gnome in Gnomeville. Even though you stitch some gnomes, I still want a little gnome needle minder. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. If you guys know of any gnome needle minders, send the ideas my way. And then I got another package from it was the UK, Cambridgeshire in Peterborough. This person was going out of business and was trying to sell off the rest of her stock. And so I was like, hey, I'll help. They're needle minders. And she had two or she had like a 5 needle minders for, I don't know, it wasn't very much, like $7. But I'm just gonna show them all to you. So, teddy bear. This one's one of my favorites. Hold on. It's trying to stick to itself. It's a little clown. It's got little dangly legs and arms. There's this little confetti teddy bear. Like an opalescent teddy bear. This one is Alice in Wonderland. It's like a heart. Like a rainbow, not rainbow colored rainbow. You know, this is one of my favorites. Cow print heart. A little piece of candy. And then on this card are 2 little mini needle minders. And then she threw in, because I ordered so much, she threw in a little finishing hoop.